Okay, noble idiots, before we jump into this week's movie, let's play our favorite game. Guess the flick, you beautiful idiots. I'll give you the first 5 clues now and 5 more at the end so you can flex those brain noodles and try to figure out what next month's show is all about. Stick around for the reveal and for a bonus treat, as always, because I'll be dropping one of my original Slumbering Knights songs straight into your ear holes at the end. Clue number 1. This movie is proof that history class would have been way more popular if it involved explosions. Clue number 2. Someone in this film reads an ancient language and immediately regrets being literate. Clue number 3. This movie treats curiosity the same way horror movies treat unlocked doors, very badly. Clue number 4. The main characters survive situations that should have ended them at least 6 times, purely on vibes. And clue number 5. This film features adventurers who go from we're rich to we're cursed in under 5 minutes.
Some soldiers retire quietly, others are reassigned to lead children, aggressively. Tonight, we salute a man who believes discipline is love, volume is therapy, and fear builds character. This is Major Payne.
Dar She Blows, the Noble Thoughts by Idiots podcast, a show about a bunch of landlubbers who talk about board games, movies, video games, and anything in between. I be your host, Captain Bagels, joined always by my faithful crew, Zero, champion of chaos and unexpected opinions, and Frame, the lens through which we see the bigger picture. Now let it be known, we don't take ourselves seriously, and neither should you. So sit back, relax, and prepare to walk the plank into the depths of our minds. Har, har, har. How you gentlemen doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty
Doing
good.
well.
So we're at this point where we're at the essential banner. Well, we will have 5 to 10 minutes of anything we want to talk about that isn't involving the movie or main event tonight. Do either of you have something you want to discuss tonight? And I could kick it off if you don't.
Yeah, how about you kick it off? That sounds good.
Well, I will say that the Xbox Showcase is this Sunday. I'm a big gamer, and I'm very excited to see what shows are coming and video games are coming to the collection. I know you're a big gamer. Anything you're looking forward to?
You mean Zero?
Yeah. You do.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not an Xbox gamer, so I don't know what to expect. And we'll see. We'll see. The state of play just happened, and that was a little disappointing. But other than that,
The thing that I'm looking forward to is Halo. It's not quite what I want because they're just redoing the first game, but I am excited to see if they make any mention of the future games that continue the Halo storyline.
So, Jared, I am a past gamer, but certainly have lost all my game at this point. You got to explain what the Xbox Showcase is. Is that where they unveil what's going to be new?
Correct. You've nailed it. Are you familiar with the E3 or Electronic Entertainment Expo they used to
Yes.
have years ago?
I am.
Yes.
it wasn't that long ago, actually.
Well, it's upsetting because it kind of, as a child, I always wanted to go to the Electronic Entertainment Expo because it was where they had Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and it was all there. And as I was growing up, I'm going to go there someday. And then...
It was the Comic-Con for video games.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly what it was.
Yes, and I was always so excited to go there, but then they canceled E3.
Well, yeah, the plague happened.
Yeah.
And then they tried to do it digitally for 2 years, and then all of the gaming companies were like, we're just going to do our own shows.
Yeah, and even before the plague, they were still having trouble with E3, and they were asking why are we paying millions of dollars to pay for a showcase when they have their own studio, like Microsoft has their own studio down the road, and
Right.
they were like, we pretty much don't need to do that. We'll do our own show. So Xbox is showcase is just taking the mantle of what E3 used to be for the Xbox line of games coming out. And that's pretty
Makes
much what it
sense.
is.
Yeah, and the state of play
Makes
that I
sense.
mentioned was it's the Sony version for their system.
And as you would say that the PlayStation 1 was very underwhelming this year so far.
Yeah, there were some games that were announced that some people I think are going to enjoy. Some people just crapped on right away because it's not what they want. But overall, it was underwhelming. I didn't see anything there that really like got me excited.
Yeah.
So, does the PlayStation 1 do anything above and beyond what the last version did? Like, does it fix my car? Does it clean my house?
No, but I remember the PlayStation 4 used to be stolen for being for their guidance system, like to be using guidance systems when
Yeah.
they came out.
I
You're
mean,
right.
that's not a lie.
That's true.
No, the PlayStation
Hey.
5 in general has just been a monumental disappointment in general. Like it's been out for almost 10 years at this point, and it's just nothing. Gaming in general has just kind of fallen off. It's been more if you have a PC that can run games, you basically can play anything that's on a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Yeah.
Not a Nintendo, because Nintendo is super greedy with their IPs. But for the most part, if you got a good computer, most of the stuff that's come out on Xbox or on PlayStation is also on PC.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like Nintendo has learned from Apple well, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
well,
They do.
they
Go
go
ahead.
through spurts. They release one system that's really good, and then they like the Wii, and then they release the Wii U, and like crap all over their boots with that, and then they release the Switch, which is really good, and then they announce the Switch 2, which is not any better than the first Switch, and is twice the price almost, and crap all over their boots again.
So I will say that this is the first time, though, in console history that typically when you have consoles, they get cheaper as the years go on. This is
Yeah.
the first time where,
It's more
because of the chips,
expensive.
our consoles have actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Appreciated. Like they've gotten more value, or they've gotten more value out of them, because now they're like, I bought mine at $500 because when it came out. Now they're actually like $600 or $650 or something along those lines.
Well, yeah.
So-
Well, traditionally in the gaming market, video games are where companies make their money from. Consoles
Yes.
are typically sold at a loss, and this generation of consoles is the first generation of consoles that are being sold at a profit, and they're trying to keep that profit. So, when they report massive sales when these new consoles come out, they are just saying, hey, look, we sold out of all of our stock. But then you go to eBay and you see everything is on eBay because most of their stock was bought by scammers.
Well, and doing what I do professionally in my past life with a large retailer, I can tell you that the way you got gaming systems and games in your building or in your company was to sell accessories. So Microsoft and Sony looked at, and Nintendo also looked at who was selling the most accessories, because they made a ton of money on accessories then.
Right.
Oh yeah. It was the games they were trying to get people to buy, and the accessories, for sure.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you can't even really buy like third-party accessories for anything now. Like there's like the third-party accessories for like PlayStation are like horrible. Literally with the Switch 2, they've made it so that way if you buy like third-party stuff for them, it can brick your system.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the aftermarket stuff was always a challenge, but you could find something that would work for half the price of the name brand. Now, it makes sense that they would move away from that and make it more proprietary, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I will say, if anybody doesn't have anything else, we can move on to the main event.
Let's do it.
Let's get on to the pain.
Yes.
I said, let's go.
Well, here we go. We'll go into our twisted description. When Major Benson Winifred Payne, a man whose favorite pastime is killing things and whose military record is literal body count, is forcibly retired due to a lack of wars, his only option to avoid going completely insane is to become the commandant of a dysfunctional Virginia Prep School's junior ROTC unit. Tasked with turning a squad of wheezing, cross-eyed, and emotionally stunted green boys into winners of the military games, Payne institutes a series of psychotically hilarious training regimens, including telling terrifying bedtime stories about war and using live grenades for motivation. He must now navigate the perilous battlefields of teenage angst and a romance with the school's painfully empathetic counselor, all while trying not to accidentally injure, maim, or kill a single civilian child. So, for both of you, is this the first time you've seen this movie? And if not, when did you first see the movie?
I saw this movie in theater. So I saw it the year it came out, and
Nice.
I think I liked it instantly. It was kind of in the same vein as a lot of the Adam Sandler stuff. So yeah, I liked it.
That's an interesting mention that you mentioned the Adam Sandler. So in the same year that this movie came out, in 1995, there was another Adam Sandler movie in theaters. Do either one of you care to take a guess of what movie that was?
In '95, God, there were so many that I'm gonna guess. Oh, Billy Madison.
See, I was gonna go Happy Gilmore.
All right. One of you is correct. And I will say that was for Frame, but Mr. Zero nailed it with Billy Madison. And
well
actually,
done.
and the thing that is interesting is that not only did Major Payne was a success that year, it outperformed Billy Madison by about $5 million, roughly, in the
Wow.
box office,
Wow.
which was
Interesting.
surprising. Um,
Yeah, that surprises me a lot.
yeah, I was very surprised to hear about that because I was like, hey, wait. Yeah, so Billy Madison was like 26 mil-ish, and Major Payne was about a little over 30 mil.
Huh,
So
interesting.
Wow. Because I would
Pretty.
definitely,
said the
choose
other
Billy
way?
Madison. No, I definitely would have chosen Billy Madison as the more successful movie.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
would have thought. But I was
same.
so another thing that's pretty interesting is that this, obviously the movie's like an hour and a half, it's PG-13, but it's got some horror movie ties to it. The director is Nick Castle, and he's famous for playing a famous horror movie icon. Do either one of you know who that is?
Oh, yeah, it's Michael Myers.
Yeah, that is correct. He was the first Michael Myers from the Halloween
That,
movies.
that's right.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and the other thing that's interesting is not only was the screenplay done by Damon Wayans, but it was also done by Dean Lorey, who is famous for writing the script for Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. So
Interesting.
this movie, very particular with the boogeyman scene, that we'll talk about later as we get
Yeah.
into, that's where that is very heavily influenced, I believe.
So my favorite Nick Castle movie is The Last Starfighter from
Okay.
1984. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen it years ago, and I don't even know if I saw the whole thing. But isn't the Last Starfighter where he gets stranded on the? Am I
No.
thinking about
The Last Starfighter is when there's a kid that's playing a video game and he gets recruited by a galactic, group, and he becomes a starfighter. Like he's done so well in the game that they recruit him to go into space. It's a great watch. It's a vintage 1984. It's almost a B movie, but it's my favorite Nick Castle for sure.
Well, we could definitely put that
that's
on the
interesting.
list for a potential watch in the future.
It's a good watch for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And this movie was primarily filmed in Virginia at the Miller School of Albemarle, I believe. There was one other famous movie that was filmed on that site. Do either of you know what that is?
Oh, is it like Stripes or something?
Something along those lines. I'm gonna tell you unless you have a guess, but I kind of doubt that I didn't know it. It's Toy Soldiers. I don't know if you guys, but Sean Astin.
I've heard of
Yeah.
Toy Soldiers. I could not tell you anything about the movie. It's been such a long time.
So what the movie is that a bunch of terrorists take over their campus and they get held hostage and then they have to get out of there and they start to try and fight back. I will say that if a bunch of terrorists showed up on campus and Major Payne was there, it wouldn't have gone the way it does.
Toy Soldiers. I think I saw once years ago, but I think it reminded me a lot of Red Dawn. Sort of.
Yes, exactly. Now, does anybody have any Now we're going to move on to the performers of the movie. Does anybody have any standout or noticeable actors or actresses in the movie that stand out to you?
I mean, Michael Ironside for sure.
Okay. Yes. Now, what is your what's your most iconic Michael Ironside, or at least top ones?
The one that stands out the most is going to be Starship Troopers.
Yes.
Like anytime I see him, that's immediately like what pops into my head.
Stay
And I know
tuned,
he's
by
been
the way,
in
for
a
that.
lot of. I know he's been in a lot of stuff, but every single time, that's immediately what I see when I see him.
So I know him from Starship Troopers, Total Recall.
Total Recall. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I was just talking about that movie today with my mom during dinner.
Yeah. And so
That was a
another
great
thing
movie.
is he's the voice of Splinter Cell's. You know Splinter Cell, do you not?
No.
Zero
The video
or
game.
Frame?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Video
yeah.
game? Yeah.
Yeah, so he is the main actor of that. And that's where there was some controversy because they just did a new one and he's not the voice, I think, anymore. And
He was Jester in Top Gun.
Yep.
Wait, is that like a... Oh, man, I haven't seen Top Gun in years.
The original Top Gun,
I
1984.
didn't realize he was in that one.
Boy, I liked
so
a lot of
much.
1984 movies, apparently.
Yeah, that's a good year. Let's see.
Yeah, that was the one my wife brought up. She's like, "Oh yeah, I remember from Top Gun." And I'm sitting there staring at her, going, "Top Gun? He was
Oh,
in
wow.
Top Gun?"
Wow, I just looked up an image. He looks so young. It's weird because I'm
was.
not used to seeing him. He's usually playing like a grizzled veteran of
He was
sorts.
only 60 back then.
That's crazy. Now,
Seriously though,
Yeah.
Michael Ironside for that role in Major Payne, it's a really, really small. It's one scene, right? And
Yeah.
it's an important scene, and the casting of that character could not have been more perfect. Because in my mind, like Michael Ironside is that like manly man, be macho, and it just comes off perfect as that stepfather. So when I was
Number
thinking
five.
about who else could have played that, I thought of James Caan, but Michael Ironside gets knocked out by Major Payne, and I can't imagine James Caan getting knocked out by Major Payne.
yeah.
See, I had one other actor during that scene that I looked at him and I went, I could switch him out with one person because his acting, the way he just was in that scene. If you look at his facial features and everything, he looked like a young Jack Nicholson.
He did.
I looked at him
You're
and I was
right.
like, I know that's Michael Ironside, but he looks exactly like Jack Nicholson right now. Like I'm picturing the original Batman movie
Yes.
when I see him.
Yes. That so another notable cast member in there that was special to me was the huge biker that shows up to beat down on Major Payne?
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam Bigelow. Now, both my brothers were big wrestlers, so I wasn't as big in the wrestling, but because they watched wrestling all the time, I knew who he was. But the thing that was interesting to me was that he went to my church. Like, I was in church, and I remember staring, this is when I was in New Jersey, so I was younger, and I just remember looking at the back of his head because he had fire tattoos, and it was the only thing I could stare at. I was like, oh, that's so cool.
The beast from the east from Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Yeah. So
that's great.
It was kind of cool to see him in the movie because I was like, oh man.
I saw him one time in real life as well. I saw him at the Great Allentown Fair once.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
what year? What year was this?
This was early '90s. He was actually there with another wrestler. He was there with a female wrestler known as Luna Vachon.
Luna Vachon. Man.
Not familiar.
If you Google her, you would see how they would make the perfect pair.
Whoa. No Googling. Oh, whoa.
All right. So, what's interesting? When you look at the IMDb, there's one standout actress in this movie who is not easily identified on IMDb, and I really wonder if she chose not to have her name called out, and it's Karen Parsons.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
Yeah, which is the weirdest thing, because, this is a great movie. You know how, some people have, a shameful history of, I don't want to be associated with that movie and so forth, but this movie's got a great cult following, so I don't know why she doesn't get, recognized on the front screen of this movie.
Well, did she do much afterwards?
Fresh Prince, right? She was very known for the Fresh Prince. Before that. And then she did that. And I don't really see... She might have, but I haven't seen much of her.
I mean, I don't think that when you star in something like The Fresh Prince, unless you're, I can't tell you anything that any of the other actors, other than Will Smith, what they did beyond The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That defined all of the cast of that crew.
Yeah. It is kind of a lot of what she did looks like it was primarily TV episodes. And that's gotta be a real bummer when you get or maybe she wanted it that way, can be, but a lot of times I'm sure they wanted to try moving on to other movies.
I don't know, but I thought that was cast well too.
Yes.
She fit really well, and it kind of added a dimension to the movie.
Good foil to Major Payne.
Yeah.
Now, did anybody notice there's a character actor in this film? And I'll give the hint that it was one of the cadets. He's from a teenage, or at least from a teenage, young teenage movie. It would be Chris Owen, Cadet Woolager, the redhead.
Oh yeah.
He was the Shermanator.
The Shermanator, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, yep. You have the Shermanator. So that's where I think that's his biggest role. That to my knowledge, at least that he's still known to. And then
it's recognizable.
Oh, of course. And then you have Orlando Brown, which is Cadet Tiger, who you went on to go That's So Raven, and he had
He's been on every WB show.
Yeah, is he? Okay, I wasn't
I think
familiar.
Everyone. Steve Harvey. He's been on Jamie Foxx. That's So Raven was probably the biggest show and the longest run he had. But yeah, he's been on everything.
And then the last notable one, of course, is Damon Wayans, Major Payne himself. He's the main, star of this movie, of course, and for good reason. He's from In Living Color. Did you ever watch that show, Frame?
I love that show.
Yeah, I actually never watched the show. I've only seen snippets from, YouTube and stuff, but it looked like it was a pretty funny show.
You would love it so much. It was the perfect thing to come along when it did. It was that and HBO's half-hour comedy hour at the same time were just fantastic. But I think you missed a character, you missed an actor that is, I think, a notable actor because he was Uncle Lewis in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and famously set the tree on fire by lighting his cigar. And
Oh, I remember that scene.
William Hickey was such a great, what a great job of casting that character with the butterfly net and
Okay.
the distant stares. I loved it.
So
I did not put them together because he looks so old in the Christmas Vacation movie in comparison to this one.
Yeah, right.
Now, interesting tidbit of information, that particular actor, do you know who they had primarily in their sights to play that role before he was cast?
No idea.
I read what it was, and I cannot remember for the life of me who it is now.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yes, that's right.
Now, the next part of that is that Leslie Nielsen was the original one they wanted to cast, but he had a conflicting movie that he was filming. Do either of you want to take a guess at what movie it was?
Naked Gun.
It had to be Naked Gun.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh,
my God.
bad move. Bad move. You know, the budget would have had to go up about $5 million if they would have had Leslie Nielsen too.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, here's the thing. Dracula Dead and Loving It, he's the main star. It's the entire movie, where in this he would play a single scene. Mind you, they may have changed the script if they actually got him in the movie.
Did they pay people to go watch Dracula Dead and Loving It? I can't imagine paying to see that movie. I see people with sandwich boards on the street bringing you in.
So we know that this is a remake from the 50s. Did you guys hear about that?
Yes, I did hear about that.
And that it starred a Mr. Charlton Heston, the guy from the Ten Commandments movie.
I didn't look into what the original was, but I just knew that it was this was technically a remake, but it's not really a remake. It's more of a different telling of the same story.
Yeah. Because basically, if I read correctly, the 1950s version actually got nominated for an Academy Award. So they reworked the script, and then there was a TV. So the 50s movie was like, moderate success, and then the 50s movie, they tried to make a Major Payne TV spin-off series, which one of the guys from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I can't remember, the tall guy, I think he played in that. Yeah. But then that was like, once again, a moderate success. But the thing that really brought it to national attention was Damon Wayans' take as Major Payne. So I would say that would be the reason. Let's see. Now, before we will get into the actual movie itself, but I like to hear these. Did you guys know who the original lead choice for Major Payne was?
Oh, I thought it was Damon Wayans. So no, I didn't know there was somebody else.
Yeah, I didn't know that because since he's one of the screenplay writers, I didn't know that they had another choice in mind.
Okay, so the original role was offered to Martin Lawrence.
Oh.
But he had to turn it down because he was starring in another movie that was filming. What do you guys think it was?
Bad Boys?
That is correct. I gotta keep track now. This is pretty good. Okay, yeah, that is correct. He turned it down because he was going into the Bad Boys. So, what leads me to ask is, what would you guys take would be if Martin Lawrence would have been Major Payne?
Not as good a movie, but still funny.
It would have been a very different movie.
Yes, I agree. Like, yeah, I would have had some laughs, but I still think this is just a very quotable movie that I don't think it would have the same lasting as it has today.
Very different comedians. Like Damon Wayans is not really self-deprecating. He plays on how big he is, and he kind of feminizes himself to make it funny. And I mean, yeah, I think that movie would have been quite a bit different. It's almost like replacing like a Tom Cruise with a Danny DeVito or something.
Yeah, pretty much. So I will say, wrong button. So, um, so in the prepping for this movie, he did real Marine training. So he went and got general Marine training specifically for drill instructors, so he could get the mannerisms down, the talk, the walk, exactly. He was instructed to do method acting, meaning he was supposed to stay away from the children, not really get friendly with them. So they wanted to see their reactions be genuine to him. That worked only for a little bit of time because all of the kids knew him from In Living Color. And they loved, and there was a specific character he would play. I can't remember, it was like a clown or something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Homie, don't play that. Homie the clown.
Homie the clown. Okay, that's what it
Homie,
was.
don't
Thank
play
you, Frank.
that.
Yes, because that was a character that they all really wanted to see him do, but he was trying to stay as a character and be very stern. But eventually the kids kind of broke him down, and he decided to do it. You know, after a couple weeks, he finally broke character. Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah. So, and the kids really were trying not to laugh half the time, you know, with how he was acting.
Sure.
So then, the last couple details before we get onto the actual movie is there was the hair contract. Did you guys hear about this?
I did not.
No.
So Cadet Stone was the actor who eventually did play him was not the original choice. They had an actor. They never disclosed who that actor's name was, so it could be somebody, we're not sure. But basically, they had another contract, and they had a conflict where they couldn't shave their head. So they actually had to get like kind of an emergency casting going out, and that's how the actor that eventually played him took the role. And interesting enough, and this is why I think we live in a simulation sometimes, I'm listening to a podcast today, and just on something random. My podcast ends, and randomly one of my other shows starts playing, and normally it's about movies. But out of nowhere, they say, hey, we're doing a special episode today, and today we're doing an interview of an actor, and they interviewed Stephen Martini, the guy who played Cadet Alex Stone.
Nice.
And it was actually really crazy to me because I just watched the movie like yesterday. I don't know if you guys watched it today or recently, but obviously I know time passes in a movie, but I looked at that they were doing a video screen. I could see the guy, and he's 51 years old now, and he looks like he's got white. He's a great guy. He's really nice, but he's like got white hairs all over the place, and it really is like just a real shock to see. But the thing that was interesting in that interview, he was saying that he just graduated high school, and he was taking a year off before going into college, and he decided to say, hey, I'll see if this movie thing works out. And so he actually did the casting, and he got just coming out of high school, he gets a movie working with Damon Wayans.
Nice.
Now, he had to go in, if you want to talk about intimidating, seeing one of your icons, Damon Wayans, and you had to go and cast for him, perform. And so he said it was pretty terrifying, but he got the job. And the interesting thing is that they moved him, he was living in New York, and then they moved him to Virginia. Well, when you work on a movie, and also to say, he said roughly the actor who was there was getting roughly like $100K or something. But he didn't get that full amount, but he got something close. But he said that when they put you up in a hotel, you need to get money, or per diem, I believe it is, to pay, like eat food and do stuff for the week. He's paying $600 a month for rent in his New York apartment. They were giving him an envelope full of cash of $660 every week in 1990s money, by the way.
That's great.
So he was getting that plus his salary. So what he was doing was he squirreled it all away, because he was saying that the life of an actor, it's kind of like feast or famine. So one moment you could be doing really well, but you could be not have anything for years. So he lived off that money that he made on that one job for years. And then he got a 3-pitcher deal as a result. And another interesting tidbit about the interview is that he said they did the movie and they filmed it. Now, he went on to Hollywood, right? But nobody cares about the movie you've done a lot of times, right? So Major Payne wasn't like a big there wasn't a lot of social media, right? So you didn't get a feel for how people felt about a movie, right? He didn't find out until like rather recently, like last couple of years, that people love this movie, which is pretty interesting because he started having people come up and say that they were dressing up as Cadet Alex Stone as like Halloween. Yeah, and right. I think that's kind of crazy to hear about that, something you did years ago, and find out people love it.
That is.
Yeah,
that is.
Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. There is another Wayne's in this movie, and a relative of Damon Wayans. You know, there's like 20 Wayans kids, right?
Yeah.
Anybody know who that is?
I know, like, which one of the cadets, right?
Yep.
I think it's the deaf one. Is that right?
It is not.
It wasn't Tiger, was it?
No, it was Dwight. So yeah, my name is Dwight, but my boys call me D, so you call me D.
Malcolm
okay.
X,
that guy.
Yes. Okay, I gotcha.
That is Damon Wayans' nephew, Damian Dante Wayans.
There we go. So I failed. So and so 0. I'll fix that. I wrote it, just so you know, I wrote down 0 end frame. I've written this down, and I'm staring at it going, nope, don't say it.
Only 2 out of 3 of us, showed up in the feed with our actual, names here.
Yeah, nobody sees that.
But I see frame, I see 0.
I didn't even have control over that, by the way. It's defaulted by the account, so that's my excuse.
That's just Bagels doing Bagels things.
So, and the last thing that I will say of this interview with Steve Martini, the guy who played Cadet Alex Stone, is that he's written a script for a sequel to Major Payne. He actually has said that Damon Wayans pitched a script or pitched an idea for a sequel for Major Payne years ago, and they haven't picked it up yet. But he has an idea for the sequel title. He would call it Major Stone, and it would pick up like him being forced to retire, and I'm sure Damon Wayans would make an appearance.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but I think it's time to get on to the actual movie itself. So the way I'll do this is I have broken down into 5 sections. I'll just read the first summary. It's going to be a collection of scenes, and then you can choose whether or not you want to talk about any particular scenes from that. So I'll say the first section now. The killing machine hits a dead end. The film opens by introducing Major Benson Winifred Payne, a battle-hardened Marine and killing machine who thrives on combat. Following a successful drug raid in South America, Payne is devastated to learn he has been passed over for promotion to lieutenant colonel. Because there are no more wars to fight, the military honorably discharges him, leaving him completely unable to function in civilian life. After a disastrous attempt to become a police officer, where he beats a training actor unconscious during a domestic violence simulation, Payne lands in jail. His former commander, General Decker, pulls some strings to get him a job that keeps him in uniform, commanding the JROTC program at Madison Preparatory School in Virginia. Gentlemen, do either of you have any scenes, particularly in this bunch, you want to discuss?
Well, the opening scene was pretty awesome. You had 2 great moments there where you have a great line where the guy says, better give up, you cannot kill us all. And then the other is the guy who's been hit, and and that might be somebody's favorite line.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I think the part about the police training simulation scene is that he walks up to the woman and goes, She says her name is nice to meet you. He even walks up to the guy and says, "What's your name?" "Ah, nice to meet you." And
Pleasure
then he
to
says,
meet you.
"All right, your job is to de-escalate the situation. All right,
De-escalate.
de-escalate." And he really puts a lot of thought into that. And then he proceeds to beat the guy unconscious.
Don't you ever hit her again.
And I think particularly also the smash cut to the jail cell where the general's even there. He's like, "It's been 2 days."
What happened? Complication. Civilian laugh, sir.
Yep.
But
So,
the line of "you cannot kill us all," he says, "Nope, but I can clean your colon out faster than a burrito with extra guacamole sauce."
and you hear everybody go, "Ooh."
Ooh.
And honestly, I was debating whether or not that'd be my showstopper scene, just seeing him go hog wild. Because I love
Sure.
that he gets shot at across the street and somehow he's like right underneath the guy all of a sudden.
Yes.
Do you have any particular comments, Zero?
No, you guys kind of covered everything with that. I mean, that was a fun opening scene, and it was a good way to set up the beginning of the movie.
Yes. And okay, another two things that the opening movie and a big thing that I love is I love intro themes. You know how Universal's logo and it goes bump bump, that always kicks off. And I always like seeing the old style Universal logos on a movie. Yeah. And they had that going, but also it's always the opening music choice and the song they chose, Bad to the Bone.
Bad to the Bone. Yeah.
I thought that was a perfect choice to really set the tone of what this movie is going to be.
I agree.
And with that, if you feel, I'm going to move on to the next section.
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to the House of Payne. Upon arrival, Payne discovers his squad is a ragtag bunch of misfits who have placed last in the Virginia military games for 8 years straight. To establish dominance, he immediately shaves the cadets bald and relocates them to a dilapidated barracks. This section of the movie is famous for Payne's extreme drill sergeant nasty persona, where he uses teaching tools like live grenades, real bullets to instill discipline. You'll want to highlight his unique insults, specifically his habits of calling the boys turds and maggots. A standout moment in his interaction with the youngest cadet, Tiger, where he refuses a bathroom break, leading to a potty failure in front of the whole squad. Zero, do you want to take point on this one?
No.
Well, I'll go. There was a line. There was a line in this scene. First of all, I love the nod that this scene where where Major Payne meets the cadets for the first time. I just watched that thing and I watched that scene and I just think Full Metal Jacket because it's that same type of dressed down, hard approach, but it's from a comedic side. And there is one line I thought I could quote that entire scene, and I forgot one line, and it might be the funniest line. And it's when Tiger says, "Boo-hoo, I have to go to the bathroom." He says, "You hold it, turd." He goes, "I can't." And then the next line is probably maybe the best line in the movie, and but it's not my favorite. So hopefully I'm not stealing somebody's favorite line. But "you hold it up, break that off, and kick it around on the ground." I was literally laughing out loud.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it. It was a nice reminder.
There are so many quotes in this movie after watching it, you kind of forget. Mm-hmm. I will say this is where we get introduced to Cadet Stone, where he comes in the last minute, and that's where they all get their heads shaved. And they will now be bald like me.
They got to earn their dues.
Earn their dues. Mm-hmm. I will say that it's not my favorite line, but it's my follow-up. So I'm not going to use the bumper. But I don't think I'll take anybody's because nobody said it. I don't think Zero's going to say it. Is when he's talking, I liked specifically in the scene when he's talking to the cadets, and there's clearly one that is deaf, and he's not responding, and that's when the Shermanator goes. He goes, "What are you, stupid, blind, or just deaf?" And he goes, "He is, sir." But I like how Payne's immediate response. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Handicapped Man. I didn't mean to offend you. Do you speak sign language? Can you read lips?
Read lips.
Let me break it down. If you don't answer me when I speak to you, I'm going to put my foot in your ass. Is that clear, dummy?"
Yes, sir. That was great. No,
Yeah.
I could have quoted that one, but that's definitely a favorite line.
Yeah, that's that's a pretty runner-up for me. Actually, but I have to hit this because, where is it? Because I didn't realize that is going to be my mic drop.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
What's the quote that caught your ear, made you chuckle, or gave you a fear? Mic drop.
So I would say, actually, in the first scene, when he's talking to the colonel and he's come back from the war, and he's really sad about it, and he's like, "There's got to be somebody needs some killing." "I'm sorry, Major. There's no one left. You've killed them all." And so that is my mic drop.
Nice. Love it. Now, this movie has some lines in it, and I think you guys know this about me. I love movies and music and live theater mostly because they imitate life, and then life imitates them. And when life imitates them, those callback moments, the movies that resonate for me have those callback moments or a line. And one of the lines that's not going to be anybody's favorite line in the movie, but I use all the time when talking to my 3 small dogs is, "What do you want, Mr. P? Mr. Peabody?" When my 15-pound dog pees in the house.
Yeah.
I will say that to him. It definitely comes from that movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do either of you have anything else to say before I move on to the next section?
No, good.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
The thing is, it's hard for me to remember when certain lines were said because there's so many in the movie that, like, it was hard for me to even pick out like a favorite line of the movie.
Same.
No, I agree with that. Sabotage and the Boogeyman. The middle of the film focuses on the cadets' desperate attempts to get Payne fired. Led by the rebellious Alex Stone, they try everything from a laxative-laced cupcake to framing him for pedophilia. They even hire a hulking biker, played by pro wrestler Bam Bam Bigelow, to intimidate him, but Payne pummels the biker into submission. Despite the hostility, we start to see Payne's jerk with a heart of gold side. When Tiger is afraid of a monster in the closet, Payne terminates the boogeyman by firing several rounds through the closet door, famously telling the boy that if the boogeyman is still in there, he ain't happy. Do you have anything to say, Frame?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite lines as well. And in context in the movie, I just love that he's like, "Get out of here with that nonsense." And then he comes back, Tiger comes back in and says, "He's still there." He's like, and he storms out and goes in and bam, 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 right into the closet. And then that line is just perfect comedic timing. So love that. Yeah, I guess that's basically what I like about it.
Yeah, I would say that's probably my favorite line in the movie because it's so over the top at that point, and it was hilarious to see.
So is that your mic drop?
I would say that it has to be my mic drop because it was just so funny for it to come out the way that he did it, and then the reaction from I don't remember her name. Like when he's doing the whole speech with the kid and everything, when you see her reactions as he's going through the story as well.
Well, okay, so are we talking about, because there's the boogeyman scene and then there's the little engine that could see.
Yeah.
Because those are, there are 2 specific scenes.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. The Boogeyman one, I mean, it's hard because the Boogeyman one was definitely, I believe that was my mic. That is my mic drop because that was just hilarious. It was like out of nowhere. You see him just go in and shoot the glass, and his just follow up line was just like golden.
As a kid, when I first saw this movie, that was probably the funniest scene to me in the movie.
Yep.
I couldn't stop laughing because I was like, because my brothers and I will even say the line, "If he's still in there, he ain't happy."
He ain't happy. I love it.
So the scenes where they're trying to get Payne out, such as the laxative lace cupcake, which always, as a kid, that gag always got me pretty good when he rips one pretty good, knocks out the Shermanator. But I actually thought the fight between Bam Bam Bigelow and Major Payne was pretty good because Bam Bam strikes him down, initially. But I like that it's always fearful when somebody gets punched in the face and the first thing they do is grin. You know what I mean? Because you go, oh, you've made a mistake.
You saying that reminds me of the Age of Ultron movie when Iron Man punched the Hulk and he spits out his tooth and looks at him.
Yeah, and he just goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Right. Sorry,
Yeah.
didn't mean to do that.
And specifically, well, go ahead. You have something, Frame?
Oh no, I was gonna just say, one of the best things about that, and it is the next scene, and I'm probably jumping ahead, but that whole got no worries, got no stress, I feel good in a dress was just gold.
And that is actually my daughter's favorite scene of the movie.
Nice.
She thinks that's hilarious. She's like, I asked her, what's your favorite part of the movie? She's like, when they're in their dresses. It's all she thinks that's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
And I will say, in the Bam Bam Bigelow fight, I did like, and obviously it was a lead up, but he's like, I'm going to take this foot, put it in your face. And he's like, he said, you said you were going to kick me in the face. You called me a liar. Bam.
Yeah, that's a good line.
Nope. That was the wrong one. I'll get these buttons down. It was supposed to be this. Yeah, there. Nope. No, there we go. There we go. We hit it. Let's see. And I will say, yeah, and the great thing is when he unloaded his gun into the closet, that was him being affectionate. He was trying to help Tiger out.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, anything else before I move on to the next section?
Did you
No.
see anything? I read somewhere that the whole choo-choo train scene, that was actually ad-libbed as he was telling the story. I read that somewhere.
Would believe that. That does not surprise me. And honestly, that choo-choo train story is probably, let me just double check something here. That's my second. If I was going to have a showstopper, the choo-choo train is my close second. I have one scene before that I like particularly. But
That's a great scene, and I just envisioned that in the script there was that story, and then the ad lib portion of it was every take would have been a little bit different, so that when you go back through, that's one of the best things about some of these comedy movies, the outtakes. If they show outtakes at the end of the movie, that would be a cool outtake to hear the different versions of the choo-choo train, the little engine that could story.
There's still definitely a gold mine of footage somewhere where they had all the different lines.
Yes. Yep.
So the next outline is nurturing versus neutering. A major subplot involves school counselor Emily Wolburn, who clashes with Payne over his harsh tactics. In one of the film's most famous exchanges, Payne tells her she needs to stop babying the boys, to which she replies that she is nurturing them. Payne dismisses this as a neutering. Despite their friction, they go on a date where Payne shows his romantic side by giving her a bullet he claimed to have removed from his own heart with a field knife. The tone shifts momentarily when Payne defends Alex from his abusive alcoholic stepfather, a serious scene that adds depth to Payne's character and earns him the cadet's genuine respect. So, we talked about this earlier, and we were talking about Michael Ironside's appearance in this movie. I think that scene is pivotal to the movie to really show who Payne is, and standing up for Stone. If they don't put the movie in, I think you take away, and that's what I would call that scene the unexpected heart, a scene that hits you emotionally, and that Michael Ironside is my vote for that.
That was actually my favorite scene.
That was your favorite scene?
It was, because it was a moment of seriousness in a movie that was mostly just comedy. So it was a moment where you saw a turn in, where you actually saw Major Payne actually like showing feelings versus just the full comedy of the movie. Because it made it didn't just make the cadets respect him, it made that main cadet, Stone, it made him actually like feel something different. It changed his perspective on Payne completely.
Yes, 100%.
And the acting in that point with like we said in the beginning with Michael Ironside, like he did such a good job with such a small role in there, but it was such a good scene that it changed. It was the turning point of the movie, because if it, like you said, if it wasn't there was no way to get the cadets to really turn around.
Mm-hmm. And they still, as serious as that scene was and as pivotal of a scene it was for the movie, they still squeezed in a one-liner, a comedic one-liner, and that was, if you hit that boy one more time, I'm going to do something more than salute you.
Yes,
yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So are you saying that's your showstopper, mister?
That is. Yes, it is.
Nice. In there.
Showstopper! Showstopper!
Good call out. That's that particular scene is my unexpected heart scene. A scene that really stopped the movie and totally. Now, I think this section is also where we get the little engine that could story. So I know we were touching on that earlier. Is that anybody's favorite scene?
It wasn't my favorite scene, but I think my favorite thing about that entire scene was the call back to the scene at the end, and you're going to talk about it, but when he's talking to Tiger about doing something, Tiger says he's too little, he can't do it. He kneels down and looks in his eye. He goes, "Do you need me to tell you the little engine that could story again?" And and Orlando Brown's character, the response was just a slow nod. No.
Like no.
He's traumatized, and if you remember, he ends that story with going, "And next time," as a cliffhanger, he goes, "I'll tell you what Bubba used as a penis."
Oh, and Orlando Brown's response to that was like, "Ee."
Yeah.
I thought that scene happened earlier on, though, where I thought when they were trying before Michael Ironside scene, because didn't they send the cadets to go and steal the trophy?
Yes.
But Tiger didn't go.
Exactly, because that's why he has the shiner on his eye.
Right.
And that's why he was telling the little engine that could story, as you said. Now, but in this scene, we're on the date. What did you think of his dance moves?
It was straight out of the 80s.
Yeah, straight out of the 80s. Yes, 100%. I did think his robot was really good. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, In Living Color had the Fly Girls, so like there was definitely dancing as part of that show, and I just remember Damon Wayans as somebody that could cut a rug.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. And he was showing his moves off. He could definitely dance.
I really wonder how much ended up on the cutting room floor, like how many different dances they tried in those scenes before they finally came down onto the ones that they actually put into the movie.
Yeah, right.
100%.
Right.
Well, moving on to the next and the last grouping, and we can obviously talk about anything else after this, but the Virginia Military Games and final victory. As the squad prepares for the military games, Payne is suddenly offered his dream, a reinstatement and promotion to fight in Bosnia. He initially leaves, but a daydream about a domestic life with Emily and Tiger causes him to abandon the train and return to the cadets. At the games, the Madison cadets face their rivals Wellington Academy. After Alex is injured by a former teammate, Payne has Tiger lead the drill competition. The squad performs an unorthodox hip-hop inspired routine that wins them the trophy. The film ends with Payne married to Emily, having adopted Tiger and continuing his role as an instructor, even shaving a new blind cadet service dog to maintain his standard of discipline. Any scenes here that stand out for you guys?
Well, this is my showstopper. Like the end of the military games where Stone has been injured in the semifinals and they are thinking they've lost, and then Major Payne shows up again and says Tiger should lead, and then that whole presentation was just great. It was and
Yes.
seeing the military brass tapping their feet, it was just perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And seeing that the one guy, when they are flipping the rifles and the one guy kicks the rifle
Yes.
fairly pretty far away and the other guy catches it and does some pretty good moves.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was awesome. Love that scene.
Yeah, the whole ending sequence was good. I'm glad they also, when he came back, they didn't do the typical thing that they do in movies where everybody is just like, well, screw this guy, he abandoned us. I'm glad that they just like rolled back into like, okay, he's back, we're happy he's here.
Yes.
Yeah. And another great line in a movie full of great lines was he shows up, they say, "What are you doing back here? We don't need you." And he goes through that whole maybe I decided this, maybe I like you, and then Emily Walburn says
Just like?
yeah, and
He's
it
like,
goes,
don't push it.
maybe I like you a lot, just that, nothing else. Don't push the maybe, baby.
Yeah, that is great.
That's another line that resonates in my life a lot. I'll say that to Emily.
Well, the other, we kind of missed it, but there's been a cadet that was kind of, I'd say, more the rich boy of the group, and he left the squad to go to the military games to the other team, the Wellington Academy. And he's the whole reason that Stone is injured because he trips him and does so that guy was pretty annoying in my book. But I know that was what his job was to be.
So that guy is my scene stealer.
Really?
I think every scene he is front and center.
The same.
He is the focal point of the scene, and he does so well. Again, I think this movie, it wasn't the biggest movie. It certainly wasn't cerebral in any way, but it was cast so well. And this is just another example of that. And I had to go through like all of these great actors perfectly cast in their roles, who was most impactful. And I really thought it was Dotson, Andrew Leeds' character. So that was my scene stealer.
All right. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. My scene stealer is, I know he's the whole focus of the movie, but Major Payne, Damon Wayans himself, he just did so much with the movie, and I just couldn't get enough of him. And
yeah, it's hard to get away from Damon Wayans, like, not taking that. Like, it is very hard to look at each individual character, because they, like Frame said, they were cast so well in the roles that they were in that you could throw a dart and hit any of them, and any of them could actually walk away with it almost.
100%. Hey, Zero.
Yeah.
It made me feel pretty good. I'm not the only one that did it. Is that his name?
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. You're hearing things. It's getting in your old age, man. that old age of being the youngest one in the group, man. You're hearing things, man.
So we've got our showstoppers, we've got our mic drops, we've got our scene stealers. Does anybody have any subcategories that they'd like to call out?
Well, William Hickey was my nailed it. I thought that was perfect casting. William Hickey and Michael Ironside.
Nice. Yes, that's great. I'm actually pulled I need that weapon. So I just want to call, where is it? I need that weapon. My specific I need that weapon is going to be Major Payne, because if I had to take on the Predator, I'm bringing Major Payne. Doesn't matter if he has a knife, his bare hands, I think we could put up a fight. or he could, not me.
It's funny. The same reason for your I need that weapon is basically the same thing if New Fear Unlocked.
Yeah. Oh, you knew if you unlocked it?
Is Major Payne.
Oh.
Fear unlocked. This can't end well.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Because you're like, please no.
Yeah.
I want to say I wouldn't have done that section. It's just I wouldn't.
immediately regret this decision.
I wouldn't have shot the rounds in the air as they come back down, and they were in a fairly populated area, but that is my only statement to that.
Yeah.
Okay. You're like, okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Nope, that's not it. Damn it. I'll get these buttons eventually. Wait, where is it? There it is. Oh. Yep. That's my best joke of the movie though, and this is the little engine that could. I thought that was hilarious. But I forgot to mention that my showstopper is the grenade scene. And we didn't even talk about it because that's like my favorite scene of the movie. Particularly watching them. I always, as a kid, watched them go on the obstacle course, and I always wanted to do the obstacle course. I thought that looked like so much fun. But I couldn't stop laughing when Cadet Stone says, it's not a life or death situation. And then he pulls the grenade out and pulls the pin, and he goes, it is now!
It is now.
Yeah.
And then
It's
everybody
just
else
a dummy grenade.
yes. And then I love when he throws it, and just the way they frame it, like he throws it, and the grenade explodes, and the tree chops on.
The trees fall.
Yeah. And it's like, who's the dummy now? So that is my showstopper.
With the pin still in his mouth. Love
Yes,
it.
exactly. And that is my showstopper of the movie.
Awesome.
That's good.
I didn't get my mic drop in. My mic drop was actually toward the beginning of the movie when he says, you want sympathy? You'll find my sympathy in the dictionary between and syphilis.
Yeah, that was good too.
And maybe the funniest thing about that is syphilis is not an S.
Yeah.
You kind of
Yeah.
wonder, does Damon Wayans even know that? Or care? Probably
But
not.
okay, do you think he ad-libbed that one? Or was that in the script? Do you know what I mean? Like, I think he probably just came up with that on the fly.
I agree.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. So, does anybody else have any other categories that they'd like to announce?
Well, my best joke was, oh man, I had it. Oh yeah, it's not really a joke. It's another one-liner, but when he is having a disagreement, the big yelling match with Emily Walburn, and she says, well, and I call you an insecure, overbearing, psychopathic, dictatorial, egomaniacal, frigid lunatic. He pauses for a second, and his response is hurt. I ain't frigid.
Yeah, I know. that is a great scene. Yeah, and actually, one of the things in the obstacle course scene that I actually thought was pretty funny is that guy who said was a scene stealer who moves to the other team, when he is mimicking anything that Major Payne says, and he's like, run, you maggots! Yeah, run, maggots! And he keeps on going, he goes, you shut up!
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah. That is my one of my favorite scenes. Do you have any other statements, zero, that you'd like to mention?
No, I'm looking over the categories, and I'm hard pressed to come up with something that would fit in.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to be on to our ratings system. And this is where we have 5 categories. We don't rate movies from 1 to 10 or 2.7 or 4.8. We just give 5 categories, and they're in no specific order, but they pretty much just give you an idea of what the movie's going to be. Option 1, one and done, speaks for itself. You watched it, you're done with it. You don't need to see it again. Double take, a film strong enough to experience on the big screen and again at home. It lingers a bit and deserves reflection. Number 3, what I would call our highest category if we had one. Can't get enough. The just one more scene movie. You go to rewatch one moment and suddenly you've watched the entire thing again. Number 4, seasonal staple. A film that becomes tradition such as Halloween, Christmas, summer, or vibe-specific go-to. And what I would call probably our second highest category if we had one, background gold. It's ridiculous. It's fun. It's perfect to have on while doing other things. Light, hilarious, endlessly rewatchable. So, gentlemen, I will throw it to Frame first. What is your rating for Major Payne?
Yeah, you guys could probably tell. I love the movie is chock full of one-liners, great casting, so light, and if it's on, I will not turn the channel, but I'm probably not paying attention to every second. So background gold for me.
And 0.
See, I'm gonna upset people here. This is a one and done for me.
You son of a b****!
This is
You take it back! He's staying true to his name.
It is not my type of comedy. I am not into like slapstick humor as much. I'm not into what I refer to as like stupid humor kind of movies.
Oh yeah, this is definitely that.
Yes, and it's too over the top for me. Like what I would call like a perfect stupid humor movie for me would be like a Tropic Thunder, where it's funny but it's not too over the top with like one person. It was enjoyable to watch. I will say that the flow of the movie kept the movie going, because a movie is bad when you're sitting there and then you're looking at your phone or your watch going, when is this going to end? And that did not happen in this movie. This movie flowed pretty well the entire time, but for me the comedy didn't hit so much for me because it's not my type of comedy. I'm a sarcastic comedy type person.
Yes.
But
Well-
like I said, it was better than Spectral.
You're really setting the bar high here.
Wow.
We've only done 2
Wow.
movies.
Well, I'm going to echo what Frame said, and I'm going to give this a background gold. I love this movie due to the quotes, the acting, the comedy, and I will have this regularly on the background while either putting together like furniture or doing something else. So that is my rating for Major Payne from 1995. Now, we've heard our rating, you've heard our categories. Now, let's find out what next week's movie is all about. Here are your final 5 clues. Clue number 6. One character is so charming that the universe actively bends to keep him alive. Clue number 7. Weapons don't work. Running sometimes work. Screaming never works. Clue number 8. There's a villain whose skincare routine involves sand, souls, and screaming. Clue number 9. This movie single-handedly convinced a generation that ancient ruins were fun and not extremely deadly. And clue number 10. This film is the reason everyone in 1999 suddenly wanted to fight curses, mummies, and bad decisions in the desert. I will throw it up to either one of you. Do you guys know what the movie is?
So I had 2 different guesses. My first guess was going to be Stargate from the first 5 clues, but now I'm leaning towards The Mummy.
And
I was
Frame.
exactly the same. Exactly the same. I was at Stargate in the first 5, and now I'm definitely on The Mummy.
So final answer?
Yes.
The Mummy, yep.
And
Mummy.
you too would be Right. That's enough. I should really tally up these points. I think you guys both had a good amount tonight.
Now we need to specify we are talking about the Brendan Fraser mummy and not the Tom Cruise mummy.
Very specifically the Brendan Fraser mummy movie. Thank you for making that clarification.
Mummy.
Oh, they
You didn't know that?
Oh, they were trying to make a
I did. I'm
monsterverse.
blocking it out. I'm blocking it out. Blocking it out.
It's a bad memory. You're just like, please.
They should have just put Sylvester Stallone as the guy in the Mummy. That would have been better.
Yes, it would have been. Well, does anybody else have anything to say before we close up?
I'm good. Thanks,
I
guys.
think I'm good. I don't have anything more.
All right. Well, then.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Well, you heard Hudson talk. You've heard our reviews. So we're going to be moving on. And next week's movie, or next month's movie, will be The Mummy from 1999, specifically the Brendan Fraser one. If you see Tom Cruise, you've gone too far. Now, until next time, try something, fail something, laugh often, and until next time, noble idiots. As promised, here is DJ Cthulhu, DJ of the Deep Seas, written by Slumbering Knights, background by AI. Have a good one.
Boom boom square pop. It's time for the beat to drop. With DJ Cthulhu, the party don't stop. Yo ho my hearties, I like to throw parties. Let me introduce myself, the DJ of the deep shelf. From deep below, I let the beat flow. DJ Cthulhu at your service, no need to be nervous. The legend, the myth from folklore. Need I say more? I come from primordial times with archaic rhymes, a hypnotic beat to make you move your feet. Let me make your party draw a crowd, for it's about to get loud. Making sure no one gets out of line and enters a fight to keep a peaceful mind. When you need me, come and reach. I'm in all the 7 seas. The call of Cthulhu will make you groove to the beats I drop. No, I'll be around when you hear that sound. Boom, boom, sparkle, pop. It's time for the beat to drop. With DJ Cthulhu, the party don't stop. And the DJ of the deep who keeps the beat. No one better to make you move your feet. A hum in the air, don't you despair. Dance here, we will clear the air. When you're late at night and in your bed, and you can't get that chant out of your head, that be the call of Cthulhu, it's calling to move you. Don't mind that your feet won't sleep. When the crowd gets moving and the cracking is grooving, DJ Cthulhu is scared, my beats grooving. DJ battle moves will throw you. Contenders come and contenders fall. With this crowd, who will take them all? DJ Cthulhu and Kraken stand tall. From the depths of the ocean, we rise with a notion to bring the best beats, causing waves of emotion. When the music is